you'll have been having football Christmases your entire life. It's probably all you know. I'm really interested in how you deal with a modern generation of footballer, and particularly when you've got players from all over the world, all different cultures, all different backgrounds. Is a Christmas in 2024 in football different to a Christmas when you were coming through the youth ranks and playing professionally for the first time?
Not really. No, not really. And I suppose we get used to Christmas periods, how busy they are, and with the game schedule, certainly us in England, we've got a hectic game schedule. It's a large part of everyone's Christmas, really. So, no, I wouldn't say it's changed much, to be honest with you. It's been very, very similar, and obviously fixtures for probably a bit different for us this year to away games and Boxing Day games. So, as always, we'll prepare Christmas Day, and we'll be overnight on Christmas night as well as a team, because obviously we got an away game on against Sheffield on Boxing Day, really. So no, I wouldn't say they've changed a lot. Obviously, I'm fully aware of Christmas and the time it brings for everyone and be around their families. So we try and manage that as best we can. But fundamentally, with the games we've got, we need to prepare and still crack on the way we're cracking on, really.
Other countries obviously implement a winter break, which I know doesn't necessarily happen over Christmas, but at some point during the winter. A, is that a good idea, or is all the history that comes with it in this country worth more than that? And B, when you're signing players from overseas who perhaps aren't used to this level of workload at this time of year, is that something you have to sort of bear in mind?
Well, yeah, that's definitely something you have to bear in mind as a coach, because obviously, players coming from overseas is probably very, very different. Even coaches coming from overseas, obviously this time of period is probably a time normally when them players are not working. And I think I'm probably mixed between it. My professional head says, look, it's probably a lot of games in a real short space of time in this period, and a break around here would probably be good, or certainly the game fixtures and the schedule of that. But then another side says to me that it is an incredible time of the year as well, when everyone's together, and a large part of Christmases is for a lot of families is football, Boxing Day games, all that schedule in and around it. There's practically football on every day for 5-6 days. So also, and it was a large part for me as well. So yeah, I'm used to it, and I've been used to it now for many, many years. And I'm used to, obviously, us as a coaching teams getting us to the best place we can. So I'm probably a bit mixed on it, really.
I guess before we get onto the games and the actual football, I guess the things that you do at this time of year as part of football are also perhaps a little bit different. You'll do things like your community visits and going to the hospital and all of those things. I know you've been really keen to get to know the community and recognise similarities with where you're from and what you did growing up. What's that been like for you and the players to go out and actually see a lot of the people of Burnley and East Lancashire and spend a bit of time with them?
Yeah, it's been amazing, and it's been vitally important. I think I always reference it after games in terms of the fans, and certainly this time of year that goes unnoticed. And this is testing times, and these people, our people come and supporting us, local people around it. This powerful moment the other day was standing with 5 or 6 of the boys sitting around a young man's hospital bed singing a song together, really. And these are moments that you can bring a smile on someone so young, who's obviously not in the best of health at this present moment in time, a smile on their face. And I think for all of us, players included, we sometimes live in a little bit of a bubble, and to get out there and see the local people, see our fans, see our supporters, and give them a snapshot of that as well, and bring a smile, like I said, on that person's face for the hour and a half we were there is one pretty rewarding and very special, really.
Clearly you always want to reward your supporters, you always want to win for them. Is there even a few more % on top of that at this time of year with the family element of it? People will be back home for the Christmas period who maybe aren't in the Burnley area anymore, don't get back very often. Is that sort of sense of tradition kind of adding to it?
Look, there's probably, you recognise a bit different around Christmas and the fixtures. Not really. I wouldn't say there's any more importance on it. Every time we step on the line, first and foremost, we want to put in a brilliant performance for for our fans, and one that they can enjoy and finish the game hopefully with 3 points. So they have that satisfaction come the end of a Saturday, and that's every game. That's the main aim. The main aim is for us to go out there and put in a performance, but one they're proud of our team, and hopefully we can get 3 points. And the fine margin, some weeks of winning professional football matches are very fine, and you can sometimes be against that. But yeah, there's a difference, of course. Boxing Day games, New Year's Day games, there's a difference because obviously the way the feel of the year. But I wouldn't say there's any difference in terms of our mindset or our mentality in trying to get 3 points for our travelling fans or our home supporters, really.
As far as the actual games are concerned, I appreciate you've got to look at one game at once and you'll do all your analysis of that. When you know that they are coming in such quick succession, is there more of a thought to the schedule, more of a thought to the next one and the one after that, and trying to fit them all in and keep everybody fit?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, definitely. There's you're looking. Prep work won't be done on them games, but you're definitely looking at in such a short space of time, whether that's this period or whether it was 2 weeks ago when we had 3 games in a week. In my head, you're always trying to manage situations, or certainly manage squad. The games become so fast and so physical now that probably it is unrealistic to think that a team can stay together or the same team can go and knock out 3 or 4 games on the trot. So always in my head, when you're looking at short fixtures, you're looking ahead of how things may look down the road due to suspensions, maybe injuries, or maybe just trying to put a bit of balance and freshen things up in certain games. So yeah, I think you're right. There's definitely a full process there.
How exciting is it, and how potentially significant is it, even the next 2 or 3 games where you play in, I think, 7th, 1st, 6th in the table?
Yeah, big games coming up, and we've faced big games throughout the year, but we're now getting to the part of this season and this schedule of quick succession games. There's some big fixtures coming up. It excites me. I'm looking forward to that. Us as a group as well. We've done extremely well to this part of the season, nearly coming up to halfway, probably in 3 or 4 games time. So yeah, these big games are the ones we want to be involved in, and we've got some tough fixtures coming up. None more than the weekend's game against a very good side in Watford, and then go into a fixture period where there's some a local derby in there as well to add to it as well.
Clearly winning helps. Being unbeaten in 8 will be even better. The way you won at Norwich, what does that bring to that group of players? Does it give that bit more belief?
Yeah, I think it does. Look, after a game of football, when the camera's in my face, you analyse a game from what you see live, and sometimes there's no denying that when you watch it back and you go over that sometimes you can see it a little bit different. I felt the first half we started really slowly. Hence, we went a goal down. At that moment, there's a test for us as a group. We've been clear. We've not conceded many goals this year. We've been pretty rock solid. We've certainly not conceded at such early part of a game away at Norwich. So there was a test for us. And I thought first half, the game didn't flow our way, and I didn't think we was our usual selves. I asked for a reaction at half time, and I think we got every bit of that. So I think it was a massive result for us, a real positive result to come down from 1-0. The dynamics of Maxi coming off, Jeremy then coming off, there was little bits in that which could have easily put a dent on us. But like I said, after to a man, we managed to get ourselves back in the game and win the game. So yeah, it was a real positive performance, really.
And now Watford, I've mentioned your unbeaten run. They're unbeaten in half a dozen as well. I think it's 14 games between you since you lost. I guess that says a lot about the way you're both playing. Yeah, good. They're a good side. This is going to be a tough game at the weekend, and got some individual quality. Like you said, they're on the back of a good run of games where they've been unbeaten as well, coming off the back of a positive result at the weekend. Young coach Tom done very, very well in there. So look, like I said, this game will be dictated to on fine margins at the weekend. This is a good side with some good individual qualities and a good team unit. So as always, Dan, we'll need to be prepared to the best we can, and obviously try and go there and put our imprint on the game and cause them as many problems as we can as well. Is Tom Cleverley someone you'll know from your playing days for England and playing in the Premier League?
Yeah, I know Tom a bit. So yeah, he's done, like I said, done a brilliant job. Got in there early, or got the opportunity and went on a good run and has got that job and has been proven that he's doing really well there. So looking forward to seeing him. As always, wishing him all the best. So yeah, he's done well.
Just as far as being back at Turf Moor is concerned, drawn a couple of games there recently in differing circumstances, I think it'd be fair to say. Can it be more of a challenge sometimes at home because of the way teams are playing against you?
Yeah, it definitely can. I think that's been clear in maybe a team coming to Turf Moor with a different ambition, and that's maybe to shut the door in certain moments, and in certain moments there's no denying we've struggled in that, and we need to improve there, but still unbeaten there and still nudging away. But I think you're right, definitely teams coming to Turf's probably a little bit more different for us than when we go away from home, where teams want to come and attack us or certainly get into the game a little bit more. But yeah, we'll keep working on that in terms of how we can improve in them areas. And
you mentioned the pair that you lost at the weekend in Sarmiento and Esteve. What's the news?
Both are moving in the right direction, really. So we'll keep monitoring them and see where we get to. Still 2 days out from the game, but both heading in the right direction, and we'll make a call probably tomorrow on exactly where they are.
And I know you've got a couple sort of back into the broader squad picture of late and a couple of appearances on the subs bench and stuff. How important is it with what's to come that you get as many back as you can and you've got as many options as possible?
Yeah, it's key. It's definitely key, and often say in these press conferences, they're headaches as a coach, that they're ones you definitely want. There's some you definitely don't want, but a fit squad, everyone fit and fighting for positions causes me a headache. Of course it does, but it's definitely key, and you're right, we're moving in the right direction. Hopefully we're not too far away. Touch wood, we get through, obviously, with the ones that are fit now, that they don't pick up any injuries, that the other boys are getting closer to getting back to where they need to get back to.
And just lastly from me, the hot button topic of the Christmas period, Crabbers has got a Christmas jumper on. There's Christmas jumpers at our Christmas do tonight. I'm not in favour. You're a stylish man. Christmas jumpers, yes or no?
No, not really. No, I'm not. I don't mind Crabbers, to be fair. Maybe we'll have to get a shot of that so everyone can see it. So it's a special one.
Thank you.
Hi, Scott. Thank you. Good to be back. I think you had a couple out with illness last week, Con and Andreas. How are they getting on this week?
They're good. Yeah, they're back and been back on the grass, back training with us the last couple of days. So they'll be back and available.
In terms of the longer term injuries, is there anyone sort of closer than others?
Longer term stays the same, really. Benny, Aaron, Jordan, they're still some time away. All progressing in the right way. The others we've got, let me check. Ekdal's on the bench. Everyone else is Lyle's getting a bit more closer. He's been on the grass now for about the last 10 days. They're moving rightly.
Players like Nathan Redmond sort of dipped in a little bit and come out again. Is that how it's going to be for him for the next few weeks?
Nathan won't be available probably for the next couple of games. Picked up a little bit of an injury in his calf, and we just need to tread a little bit careful. He's been out for some time, Nathan. So not a significant injury, not one which we don't see is going to keep him out for too long. But after coming off the back of a long injury, which he's been with, there's a slight issue there which we're just going to manage and to the best we can. And hopefully in the next couple of weeks he'll be back.
And with Mike Trezor, what's the latest on that situation?
Mikey had a dead leg. It's been up and down for Mikey, really. And last week that was the case again. Picked up a dead leg back end of the week in training. Wasn't available. Has come back. Seems okay. So we'll just have to play that week by week really with Mikey.
Last few days we had transfer links with a player called Oliver Son. Is there anything you can tell the fans about that one? Anything in that one?
Not really, no. Look, I think I've been very consistent in what I say regarding players coming in or players leaving. It's not something that I'm willing. I would want to discuss until something's done with any player we're signing or any player leaving. I wouldn't really be commenting on that.
Forgive me if you spoke about it before while I was off, but in terms of January, I think Alan Pace said last week you're not expecting too much business. Are you aligned with that? You're not expecting you need too much coming in?
Yeah, again, I think it's a conversation that we're probably we'll be picking up in the next couple of weeks. I think it'll probably be that some players may leave to go and get some football. Still a biggish squad here, and then we'll work where we feel we need to maybe improve, and if we can physically be able to do that, we'll see. But at this moment, games have been coming thick and fast. The main focus has been on that, really. January transfer window is always very difficult, and sometimes you have to be reactive to that. So yeah, we're in a good place, and we'll have some further conversations down the line exactly what we can do.
Are you in a bit of an awkward position because you have got a lot of players waiting in the wings, but not exactly fit right now, but could be soon? Yeah,
that's probably the case. There's obviously some key players or really good quality players who are not available at the moment. And like you said, maybe in a month, 2 months' time, they will be available. So yeah, I think that's why it's key to get these players back, really, to make us as strong as we possibly can be. And hopefully then players can come back.